Hello, YouTube. It's been a while since I've been on here. I think the last thing I did was Vlogmas. And I feel like I'm always saying the last thing I did was Vlogmas. But I have been through a lot in the last 5 months since I last saw you. I think I last saw you was Christmas Day. And I've been through a lot, and I need an outlet to deal with everything that I'm going through. So I'm going to put my hope and faith into YouTube and going to just share my life and experience that way. It may not be interesting at all. It may be very unedited and very choppy and probably boring at points, but I think I need to do this for me. So, to recap a little bit, I believe I mentioned in Vlogmas that my headaches that I was having, constant migraines, have come back, and we were trying to figure out why. In November of last year, and I think I mentioned this in Vlogmas too, I realized that I had pain in my hip, and it was determined that I had a hairline fracture in my left femur. That's the big top bone in your leg. So I was in a wheelchair dealing with headaches. The femur finally stopped hurting, and we thought it was healed, so I got to walk again. But the headaches were still there, so I went to Seattle on a Life Flight, which is like it's a transport, but on a plane from here to Seattle. And I spent a week in the hospital trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with me, what the hell is wrong with my head. Still have no answers. We're trying different medications, and we're going to try a new treatment next month. Blah, 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 blah. Still don't know what's going on, right? So I think, okay, well, I'll just keep handling the headaches as best I can. I've lived with them for a long time. I can function well enough. Blah, blah, blah. Come home, keep going to school. So we then had a family vacation planned for the middle of April. And we get there on the family vacation. I have 2 days of wonderful vacation. And because of my lovely bone disease that I have, which is very, very rare, probably only 50 people in the world have it, my femur decided to pop in half as I was trying to get off of a couch onto the floor, just to kneel on the floor. I hit my knee, pop, femur, broken in half. Now what? So, I'm laying on my grandmother's floor in excruciating pain. I now know what 10 level pain is. I know what it is, you guys. 10 is absolute hell. It was horrible. And I have to take an ambulance ride to the hospital. I'm freaking out thinking, oh my gosh, I just ruined my family vacation. I have a bone disease. How in the hell are they going to fix this? Because there is no way, like, my bones are so hard. They can't do surgery. What are we going to do? We get to the hospital, and the surgeon who is on call miraculously had just done this exact same procedure, which is an ORIF, an open reduction internal fixation is the name of the surgery. He had done one a month ago in a body that also had my disease. Y'all, he is the first doctor, apart from the actual doctor who did the first research on this illness. He's the first doctor who has ever heard of my illness before I came to him. And so he did my surgery, and he did a beautiful job. It was successful. He did not continue to break my bone. He was able to get all the rods and the screws into my leg. I have 8 or 10 screws. I'm not sure the number because it's hard to tell with the x-rays if some are repeated. But it's 8 or 10 screws and a big ass long bar across my femur, down the side of it. Unfortunately, because of the way that my bone has to heal, I am not allowed to put any weight on my left side. So I am back in the wheelchair. Don't know if you can see my lovely chair. You might have seen a wheel or two. Back in the lovely wheelchair for anywhere from 3 to 6 months. We do not know how long it will take for my bone to heal. Typically, bones heal from the inside out because they have that marrow space, which is where the blood vessels are and everything. Because of how my bones are, I don't have a marrow space anymore. So I have to heal from the inside out. Or the outside in. Sorry, the outside in. Which is really, really hard. It takes a long ass time. And I apologize for my language, but I just don't care right now. I don't care. It is what it is, and I'm dealing with it as best I can. So, I'm sorry if it offends. So, I am now in a wheelchair, back home from the vacation. I spent a week in the hospital after my surgery, and then spent 2 weeks at my grandmother's house trying to recuperate. We flew home this past Saturday, the 6th of May. I'm now in a wheelchair, back in my house. Fortunately, my wheelchair fits everywhere it needs to at my house. My parents just put in a handicap accessible shower upstairs, so I don't have to go downstairs to shower anymore, like you saw during Vlogmas, which is great. And, this is my life now. And while I am extremely grateful for all of the blessings that I received, the surgeon that I had, it was the exact perfect time and place for this to happen. The break was inevitable. It was going to happen eventually. And I know that there was divine intervention to make sure that it happened when and where it did. I think I've mentioned this before. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which used to be known as the Mormons. So I am a very faith-based person. I have a lot of love and respect for my Father in heaven and my Savior, Jesus Christ. They have sustained me through this process. They have been at my side. They have kept me going. When I could only give 1%, they ended up making up the 99%, to make this possible. That isn't to say that this has been easy and a walk in the park, because I can't take a walk in the park. I can't take a walk anywhere. This has been really hard. Definitely one of the hardest things, if not the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my life. And I'm dealing with a lot of PTSD related to this. I've had PTSD in one form or another my whole life related to medical things and also, a little bit of childhood trauma. But I have never experienced it like this. I am having daily flashbacks, panic attacks, nightmares. It never stops. And I'm working on dealing with that. I'm actually meeting with my psychiatrist today to try and figure out what the heck we're going to do. And I spend a lot of time lost in my own head, and it's really hard. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I just need an outlet where I can talk about this. And if you want to listen, I appreciate it. Maybe me talking through and processing all of this can help somebody else. I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm going to try and deal as best as I can. And if anybody out there is willing to go on this journey with me and support me, I would greatly appreciate it. I've got the huge support system of my family, my parents. Oh my gosh, you guys, my parents are fracking amazing. They have taken care of me and sustained me through this process. They moved heaven and earth to get me the durable medical equipment I needed, and are helping me literally live my life because I'm healing from a major surgery. And so I can't move like I want to move. So, they're having to, they literally had to help. they literally had to help me shower. And my mother literally had to go back to wiping my butt. You know, I mean, it's just all of these things that parents in their 60s are not supposed to have to do for their adult children, but they did it. And they did it willingly, and they did it with love. And I am so grateful for them. And I'm grateful to everyone who has supported me through this, who has sent up a prayer, a good thought, you know, good vibes into the ether, however you want to say it in your realm of spirituality or religion. I'm grateful for it, and it's going to be a long recovery, and I know that, and while I'm at the beginning of it, looking forward is really, really hard and kind of freaking scary, and I'm trying not to focus on the 3 to 6 months thing. I'm trying to focus on, let's just make it through next week. Let's just get to next Sunday. Let's get to church next Sunday. So I'm trying to keep the focus of what I'm looking at very, very small, which I'm good at because my eyesight only sees till about right here. So trying to focus small and just dealing with things as it comes. Fortunately, my incision has healed well. All of the hardware is in place, hasn't moved, hasn't shifted. When we took x-rays, everything is good. And, you know, just taking it one day at a time. Sometimes I take it 1 hour at a time. And some days I literally take it 1 minute at a time. But that's okay. I'm going to make it through this, and I just need an outlet to document this. So, if for some reason you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I would love to be able to talk with anybody out there in the world. And if you want to follow me on this journey, subscribe. I don't know how often I'll post. Don't know exactly what I'll be posting. Who knows? You might get makeup videos. You might get makeup tutorials of what I'm doing to try and distract myself. Or you might get hysterical rants about I don't know what. But if you're interested in going on this journey with me, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell if you want notifications. And I will probably see you soon. I love you guys.